We are Baltimore. We are Arizona.
Sanderson Ford and Fox Sports Arizona salute the troops on this Memorial Day weekend from Chase Field. Hope you're enjoying your holiday. D-backs had a good time last night in evening this series with the San Diego Padres. A chance for a series win on this Sunday afternoon. It's D-backs baseball on Fox Sports Arizona. Good afternoon from Chase Field. Welcome to the broadcast. Steve Berthiaume and Bob Brenly along the way. This is the series finale, the D-backs and the San Diego Padres. The lefty Drew Pomeranz on the mound for the Padres. He's been outstanding this year. And Bob, for the third time this season, it's Archie Bradley for the Diamondbacks.
And it has to be reassuring for Archie to know that this is not a one-and-done thing. He's going to get an opportunity to take the ball and a regular turn in the rotation. He's been pitching outstanding down in Reno. And, for Archie, he's been on that shuttle back and forth to have a start, go back to the minor leagues for a relief arm up here in the bullpen. But as I said, he's going to get some opportunities to back up this start today with at least a couple more. And
you saw some outstanding numbers in Reno, taking the place of Shelby Miller today, who's on the DL with that bad finger. So as Bob said, Archie figures to be here for a while, so a chance to build some momentum here this afternoon. First pitch from Chase Field is coming up on Fox Sports Arizona, the D-backs and the Padres. Arizona Diamondbacks baseball on Fox Sports Arizona is brought to you by CenturyLink. Switch to CenturyLink Prism TV for an advanced TV experience. Learn more at cprismtv.com. By Jack in the Box. Taste the all-new Double Jack Burger today, only at Jack in the Box. By Tire Pros. For the best selection of Continental and General brand tires, visit one of the 22 locally owned Arizona Tire Pros locations. And by your Valley Honda dealers, where you get more standard features for less money. Sports Arizona is brought to you by Lone Butte Casino. Get in on big wins. By Gigablast, 100 times more powerful internet from Cox. Bring on tomorrow. By Oregano's, step up to the plate for a guaranteed home run at Oregano's, your neighborhood pizza joint, location statewide. On this Memorial Day weekend here at Chase Field, the D-backs getting set for baseball against the Padres. Here now, the voice of Chase Field, Mr. Chuck Drago.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise and please remove your hats. Please direct your attention to the field as we honor the United States of America and pay tribute to our veterans, active duty, and retired men and women of our armed services. The Arizona Diamondbacks and the San Diego Padres invite you to join in the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner, performed by Candace Chavez.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and of the brave.
On this Memorial Day weekend, the Diamondbacks and the Padres. Andy Green's ball club beginning today, 10 under 500 for the season. D-backs trying to win 2 of 3 here.
Here's how Andy Green's going to line them up this afternoon. John Jay in center field once again. Will Myers at first base. Matt Kemp been swinging a hot bat. He'll be out in right field. Jan Hervey Solarte at third base. Melvin Upton Jr. in left. Christian Bethancourt is doing the catching today. Alexi Ramirez at short. Alexi Amarista at second. And Drew Pomeranz, the lefty, on the mound.
And your Arizona Ford starting pitcher for the Diamondbacks is Archie Bradley. Third big league appearance and his first at Chase Field this year. The 23-year-old right-hander. He's made 2 big league starts with the D-backs. One on April 18th. That was a no decision at San Francisco. And then the other May 9th at Colorado, where he beat the Rockies.
Yeah, we've touched on in the open. Should be a little bit reassuring for Archie to know that this is not a one and done. He's going to get opportunities to take that ball in a regular turn in the rotation. We wish it was under different circumstances, but Archie's been throwing the ball extremely well down at AAA. Just has to pound that strike zone.
So we'll take a look at the defense around Archie Bradley. That's brought to you by Nationwide Vision Center.
Osmani Tomas back in the lineup in left field today with Chris Owings in center and Brandon Drury over in right field. Phil Gosselin will get the start at third base today with Nick Ahmed at shortstop, Gene Segura at second base, Paul Goldschmidt at first, Chris Herman doing the catching, and Archie Bradley on the mound.
Bench coach Glenn Sherlock huddled up with Andy Green, former D-backs third base coach. The crew chief Bill Miller gets the fist pounds from the rest of his umpiring crew. And the crew chief will have the balls and strikes, and we're just about set to go. The D-backs and the Padres. Time for your Valley Honda dealers. Key to the game.
Well, as a salute to the Indy 500, strive for pole position today. Pole position is the car that runs out in front of everybody else when the race starts. And for Archie Bradley, we'd like him to get ahead in the count today, so he can expand that strike zone a little bit, hopefully avoid those base on balls.
John Jay will lead it off for San Diego. Archie Bradley has been outstanding at AAA Reno this year. His third big league start and a chance to stick around for a while as we're underway on a Sunday afternoon in downtown Phoenix with strike one. Jay 277. He's homered twice. Oh, 0-2. That'll be another key for Archie Bradley, Bob. Get ahead in the count.
Absolutely.
Working quickly here. Very good tempo from Archie. You'll notice the simplified motion. He gets Jay to chase. Herman will complete the strikeout. Good start for Archie Bradley. A 3-pitch strikeout to open things up.
2 fastballs and a breaking ball in the dirt. That's a pretty good formula against any opposing hitter. That time Jay just could not check on that nasty curveball. Herman all over it. Good first out.
Will Myers now. It's been a good series for Will Myers. He's got a couple of hits. He's walked 3 times. Getting on base this weekend from the 2-hole. Fastball away is in there for strike one. Myers 265 and 7 home runs.
And if you've been with us throughout this series, Myers has the tape back on his left hand tonight. First game of the series, he had every one of his fingers on that left hand taped up. Last night, no tape at all.
And he's been battling a nagging left forearm problem. He's got that long sleeve on there. Breaking ball is bounced to third. Phil Gosselin charges and throws him out. 2 up, 2 down for Archie. And now he'll work to Matt Kemp.
Now you mentioned the pace that Archie's working with, very quickly getting the ball back, getting back on the rubber. Look for some of the veteran hitters in this Padre lineup to try to slow him down a little bit.
And we've talked about that simplified motion the 2 times we've seen Archie this year. He used to start with the glove right in front of his face. Now he begins at the belt. And he's angled his body a little bit too, working from the third base side of the rubber. Stays away from the first pitch fastball that time with Kemp, who's at 232 and 12 home runs. He's homered twice in the series so far. Homered in the first inning against Zach Greinke last night. One and 2. Well, you could not have written a better first inning for Archie if he can finish Kemp off here. Working quickly, getting ahead in the count. A strikeout, a ground ball out. And he gets Matt Kemp. 2 strikeouts in the inning. A tremendous start for Archie Bradley. And the Diamondbacks are coming up against lefty Drew Pomeranz. Welcome back to Phoenix, Archie Bradley. Diamondbacks coming up. Starting pitcher for the Padres, it's the left-hander Drew Pomeranz. And look at some of these numbers. Clayton Kershaw is the only pitcher in the major leagues with a lower ERA, a 1.70 ERA in 9 starts. He has not given up a run in 3 of his last 4 times out.
You go back even a little bit farther than that. In his last 31 innings pitched, he's only given up 13 base hits and 3 runs.
And Pomeranz should have a better win-loss record to match that ERA, but he's not been getting any run support. In his last 5 starts, San Diego has scored a total of 4 runs. Gene Segura leads it off. It's lifted up in the air and in the seats.
Talked about Archie Bradley angling his body as he started his windup. I mean, Pomeranz looked like he's pitching out of a stretch out there. He's facing first base as he gets a sign from his catcher. Pomeranz will feature a fastball in the low 90s, knuckle curveball that he'll throw a lot.
Bounce to second for Alexei Amarista. A lineup for Chip Hale's Diamondbacks looking for the series win here today.
Gene Segura leading it off at second base. Phil Gosselin making his way to the plate. He's down at third today. Paul Goldschmidt over at first base. Brandon Drury in right field. Yasmani Tomas in left. Chris Owings in center. Chris Herman behind the plate. Nick Ahmed at shortstop. And Archie Bradley on the mound.
Start at third base for Phil Gosselin against the left-hander. Phil hitting .270. He's got 1 home run. Drew Pomeranz has not been a full-time starting pitcher since 2012 when he made 22 starts with Colorado. And he said this spring was probably the first time he's thrown out of the windup in 2 or 3 years. And the Padres weren't even sure in spring training if he would work this year in the rotation or the bullpen, but he made the starting rotation and he has become outstanding.
Really good season. And watch how little head movement he has in his windup. I think that's the reason he starts in the position he does. His head doesn't move at all. As he rocks into his delivery, raises that front leg and then strides toward home plate, his head never moves.
Well, he walks Phil Gosselin. Let's take a look at the Padres around Drew Pomeranz. Our Eye on Defense is brought to you by Nationwide Vision Centers.
Same outfield once again today as we saw the first 2 games. Melvin Upton Jr. in left, John Jay in center, and Matt Kemp over in right field. It would be Solarte and Ramirez on the left side of the infield with Amarista and Myers on the right side. Christian Bethancourt behind the plate and Drew Pomeranz, the lefty, on the mound.
A 1-out base runner for Goldie. Mr. and Mrs. Heath are here. Good to have them in the ballpark with us. Strike 1, says Bill Miller. Goldie at .250 with 9 homers. Got number 9 last night. 3 hits and a pair of walks in the series as well. One thing that has worked well for Drew Pomeranz in his time with the Padres so far has been his curveball. He throws it a lot. In fact, he's throwing it more than 40% of the time. And Darren Balsley, the Padres pitching coach, has called it one of the best left-handed curveballs he's seen in quite some time.
Oh.
He compared it to Clayton Kershaw's curveball from a left-hander. Even Kershaw admitted it was right up there with his. There it is. Goldie fouls it off. This was Goldie last night.
Got a hanging fastball. Let her high inside part of the plate and just crushed it out of here. Right down that left field line.
The thing that makes Pomeranz's curveball interesting, at least in terms of what Darren Balsley sees, it appears to pick up speed and spin the closer it gets to the hitter. So in effect, it becomes more effective as it gets in there toward home plate.
I'm not sure, but I would tend to lean toward the side of that's physically impossible.
Probably.
I mean, but it gives that illusion to the hitter, and that's all that matters.
1-2 on Goldie with Gosselin at first. Up the middle and into center, base hit. Gosselin on the run, he'll head for third, and he's in there.
Curveball looks like it's dropped from the heavens straight down. That time Goldie just kind of smothered it, but hits it right back up the middle of the field for a base hit. Phil Gosselin running right in the face of John Jay. We mentioned the first 2 games of this series. He covers a lot of ground out there, but he doesn't throw extremely well. The Diamondbacks have taken some liberties on John Jay in this series.
So Gosselin's at third, Goldschmidt at first. 1 out for Brandon Drury batting cleanup today.
And red shoes. That's a new
how
touch.
about that look, huh? We'll see how much Pomeranz wants to throw that curveball with a runner at third base. He's got a very good defensive catcher back there in Christian Bethancourt. And there for a strike, 1-1. Drew Pomeranz has not allowed a first inning run all year. And with runners in scoring position, batters against him are 0 for their last 15.
With 8 strikeouts in those 15 at bats.
Broken battle. 1 hopper to Ramirez. They'll try and turn 2, but they won't get it. Gosselin scores, and it's 1-0 Diamondbacks. Hit too slowly for the Padres to turn that double play, and a run is in.
This is one time you don't mind getting jammed to breaking your bat. Hit that ball so slowly that Ramirez and Amarista didn't have enough time to turn it into a double play. And Gosselin gets on the plate for the first run of the game.
2 down, Drury at first. Yasmani Tomas the hitter. 271. He's got 6 home runs. Yasmani got the start Friday night. He was not in the lineup last night. He went 0 for 4 Friday. And right now is stuck in a 3 for 27 skid at the plate. So this is a bat they need to get going. Pomeranz has already walked 1 in the inning. That walk scored. It was Phil Gosselin, and now he's behind on Tomas, 3-0. Keep in mind, in 5 starts this month, Pomeranz has an ERA of 0.87. So this first inning is very uncharacteristic for him. He has been almost unhittable this month. Three and 2.
Yeah, Pomeranz will walk some guys. In 7 of his 9 starts so far this year, he's walked at least 3 guys. He gets the benefit of the doubt right there. Searching for strikes is Bill Miller.
He just walked another guy, only it wasn't called.
Yeah.
So it's a full count, 3 and 2, 2 outs. Myers playing behind the runner at first. Drury will be off with a pitch. And there he goes. Tomas fouls it back. We'll do it one more time.
Hey fans, a D-backs home run today means a free jumbo jack tomorrow at participating Jack in the Box locations with the purchase of a large drink.
Chris Owings on deck. He would be next. A run is in. Called strike 3. And Tomas can't believe it. Couple of very, very borderline pitches at best. Called strikes by Bill Miller. You saw the 3-2 pitch. And there's that one. Yikes. But the Diamondbacks score first. They lead it 1-0. Sale here at Chase Field, where they lead the Padres 1-0. A terrific first inning for Archie Bradley, and now he's got a lead as Yangervis Solarte leads off the San Diego second. It's the first time Archie has not thrown a first pitch strike in the ball game. Solarte 310. He's got 3 home runs. Homered here twice Friday night. Once from each side of the plate. There's a strike. Boy, Bob, it's too bad. That was a really good at bat by Yasmani Tomas in the bottom of the first. He took 2 very good pitches that he should have taken, and both were called for strikes. Yeah. So he sort of got punished for having some plate discipline up there. Looked like Bill Miller missed a couple in that at bat. Bradley behind, 2 balls and a strike. Been a big series for Solarte. He's homered twice, doubled, knocked in 5 runs. He scored 3 times. Says he's got a very good feeling with his timing right now. Looking for good pitches. Fouls one off there, and it stays 2-2. Archie still working very quickly. Gets the ball, one's ready to go. Left center field gap. That's going to roll to the wall. Solarte stays hot, and he'll stroll into second with his 6th double.
Oh, Solarte has just put one good at bat after another together in this series. Stays on that curveball off the outside corner and finds that gap in left center field. It's not even a strike.
Leadoff man aboard for Melvin Upton Jr. Upton has a pair of 2-hit games in the series. He's knocked in 2 runs. First pitch strike from Archie. It's 0-1. Melvin Upton Jr. still trending up. He's had a nice bounce back season for Andy Green. 264 and 6 home runs, back from the brink in Atlanta. Enjoying a renaissance season this year. Certainly looks to be back as a productive player again. Archie ahead 0-2. Comes in with a fastball but missed, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Key for any pitcher, especially for Archie Bradley, fastball command. If you can work that fastball on both sides of the plate, keep it down there around the knees, it just makes all his secondary pitches so much more effective.
There's a fly ball out to Brandon Drury in right field. Solarte at second. He will tag and head for third. And he's in there.
Some work to do now. Runner at third base, only 1 out in the inning.
Number 12.
Christian Bethancourt, the catcher. His first start behind the plate in this series. He's hitting .250 with 4 home runs. Bethancourt, his first season in San Diego, came over from the Braves in December. We saw him make his major league and professional debut, in fact, in the outfield earlier in the series. Andy Green's been looking for different ways to get his bat in there. And it's ball 1. The infield comes in for the D-backs. He lays off the curveball. 2 balls and no strikes.
Now both catchers know they're going to be busy behind the plate today. A couple of guys whose best secondary pitch is a big curveball. Nice job this time by Chris Herman. Just smothers that thing, stays right in front.
2-1. Well, you said, Bob, it all starts with fastball command for Archie, and he'll tell you the same thing. But he's also said, and Chip Hale as well, several times over the course of this year, that he's got to use all of his pitches. Fastball, breaking ball, changeup. Archie cannot pitch here with just his fastball. He's got to mix it up. That one is slammed into right. A base hit. It'll tie the ball game. Solarte scores, and it's 1-1. The RBI for Bethancourt.
That's a true statement. He needs to use all his pitches, but both the hits in this inning have come on a curveball. Solarte picked on one that was out of the strike zone away, and that time a hanger for Bethancourt. He just shoots it into right field.
Archie's got to bounce back. A single and a double have made it a 1-1 game. 1 away. Here's Alexei Ramirez, the shortstop. There's strike 1. Ramirez has had a pair of hits in the series, including a double. He's hitting .237.
Chris Herman must have some ball repellent on his glove. He just couldn't pick that one up. Just kept bumping it around the batter's box there, trying to pick it up. It'd sneak away a little bit farther. He'd bend over again, hit his glove, and sneak away a little bit farther.
I've known guys that have had ball repellent on their bats, but
yeah,
rarely on a glove. One ball and 2 strikes. Archie had as good a first inning as you could ask for. Very quick, very efficient. 2 strikeouts and a ground ball out, but he's laboring here in the second. Bounces that one in the left-hand batter's box, and it's 2-2. And with Ruby De La Rosa out for a minimum of 1 month with elbow inflammation, and Shelby Miller down with that finger, Chip Hale said Archie is going to be in there every 5th day for a while now moving forward. There's Robbie Ray and Shelby Miller. Shelby was working out with the Diamondbacks pitching coaches before the ball game today. 2-2. High fly ball for Drury. 2 outs. This was Shelby Miller earlier today working with the Diamondbacks coaching staff. You've got Dave Duncan in the green shirt there. Dave Stewart, the GM as well. He knows a thing or two about pitching. There's Mike Butcher, the pitching coach. They had the entire pitching coaching staff working around Shelby Miller. Everybody had some input. There's Mike Fetters as well. And everybody was all eyeballs and a lot of discussion with our Shelby about trying to get right.
Yeah, why not? You have all those resources available, a wealth of experience. That group of pitching coaches there have fixed a lot of guys over the course of their career.
Talk about a wealth of knowledge. Ooh. Here's Dave Duncan on the left. Dr. Ed Lewis, the director of analytics, in the gray shirt. DeJohn Watson, Dave Stewart. Archie jumps ahead of Alexi Almaristo 1-2. Almaristo hitting .239. He doubled and scored a run last night. That was just his 2nd extra base hit all year. All those coaches we just saw certainly believe that Archie Bradley has taken a definite step from last year to this year. The numbers at Reno certainly back that up. He's had an outstanding season at AAA.
Hey fans, when the D-backs win, you win at Papa John's. A day after every Diamondbacks win, you get 50% off your regular menu price online order at Papa John's. Enter promo code D-backs50 at papajohns.com.
Chases one in the dirt. Herman will complete the strikeout. 3rd strikeout for Archie Bradley, but the Padres get that run back. We'll head to the bottom of the 2nd. All tied at 1 at Chase Field.
Out here on Memorial Day weekend at Chase Field, and right now this game tied at 1. D-backs and the Padres. Jody Jackson with you. Now the Padres have reinvented Drew Pomeranz to some extent, asking him to throw that knuckle curve more. One particular at-bat I was able to hear sitting next to the dugout, Paul Goldschmidt, he got the single. He saw 3 knuckle curves to start it off, then a fastball, and then on the 5th one he got the single. And guys, he came back to the dugout, as Paul always does with his teammates, sharing information. He said, look, you see that up and then it speeds up through the zone. So guys, just confirming here in the dugout, they're seeing what you guys have heard from the Padres pitching coach as well.
Thank you, Jody. Here's Chris Owings. Yeah, Pomeranz gets so much spin on that ball. It's all you hear a lot now about spin rate. Pomeranz with that curveball and his fastball, for that matter, gets a lot of spin on the ball. That's why you see that sharp downward movement, especially with that curveball. But as you're right, Bob, it's Mr. Science. It's impossible for it to get faster as it goes and fights gravity in the air, but it does give that illusion. But then there are people that tell you the curveball is an illusion anyway.
Yeah.
What do they know?
Think the earth is flat.
Two and two. Chris Owings gives it a ride, way back and gone. Well, he just missed a home run last night, and now he's got number 2. It's 2-1 D-backs. He is really swinging the bat well right now.
Well, that ball made a Goldie-like sound coming off of Chris Owings' bat. Absolutely murdered this fastball.
Well, you remember the ball he hit to dead center last night. That was initially ruled a home run, but they looked at it and ruled that it hit below the yellow line. This one was a no-doubter.
Yeah, pull it a little bit. Keep it away from the deep part of the park. Nice going.
He has had a sensational month at the plate, Chris Owings. Here's Babe Herman. Chris getting the start at catcher against the left-hander today. That's a jumbo jack, courtesy of our friends at Jack in the Box. And Archie Bradley, that lead back. This really is, considering the competition, a remarkable start for the Diamondbacks. Because Drew Pomeranz is having the 2nd best single calendar month of any pitcher in Padre history. And he's given up a run in each of the first 2 innings. In 5 starts in May, Pomeranz's ERA is 0.87. He had pitched 31 innings this month and given up only 13 hits. Not since Jake Peavy in May of 2007 had a San Diego pitcher had a better month. But he's down 2-1.
There's pretty good pitchers coming through San Diego over the years too. That's very impressive. Not so much so today.
Andy Green's he's not looking impressed. Diamondbacks are up to the task against this guy. Herman shoots that the other way fine. Pomeranz has had some big games this month. 3 starts ago, he struck out 10 Cubs in 6 innings, and he won at Wrigley Field. Gave up only 3 hits. And his previous start was last Monday. That was at San Francisco. Gave up only 2 hits and 7 scoreless innings. Now he's in a battle with Herm the Worm, the Herminator, making copies. Chris at 307 with 5 homers. He singled and scored a run. His only at bat in Friday's series opener. One more time on 3-2. They walked him. Second walk issued by Drew Pomeranz. This is not the guy that Andy Green has seen all year long.
We talk about that knuckle curve that Drew Pomeranz features out there. The one thing about it that's kind of unique, Most guys that throw a knuckle curve, it's actually the fingertip that's on the baseball, then the ring or the middle finger lays on the seam and the ball comes out this way with topspin. Pomeranz actually buries his finger on the ball and pushes it this way out the front. Gets the same tumbling over the top rotation to cause the ball to curve. But yeah, rather than lead with the heel of his hand, he just leads with the front of his hand and really pushes hard with that index finger to get the top spin he's looking for.
Yeah, that was a great shot. You can see that knuckle digging into the ball. That's why they call it the knuckle curve. That's a pitch that Archie Bradley has thrown a lot in his career as well.
And that's something certainly that hitters look for. You heard Jody talking about Paul Goldschmidt. If you can see that early enough, obviously you know it's a knuckle curve. There's no way you can change from that grip and decide to throw a fastball.
0-1 on Nick Ahmed, batting 8th today. Hard hit, and it's into center. Herman is going to take the turn and head for third. The throw from Jay is cut off. A home run, a walk, and a single open up the Diamondbacks second.
So many times you go into a series and in your advance meeting you say we're going to run on John Jay every chance we get, and then you never have an opportunity. You don't have the right personnel, you don't have guys on base at the right times, but every opportunity the Diamondbacks have had to run on John Jay in this series, they've taken advantage and taken that extra 90 feet.
Conference time at the mound now. Drew Pomeranz has not seen much of this year.
See that knuckle on the ball, and he'll really push straight out with that index finger to get that top spin he's looking for, but that's what Nick Ahmed was looking for as well.
So they're on the corners with nobody out for the pitcher, Archie Bradley. Once again, you've seen guys, Bob, get a sneak peek. Sometimes the on-deck hitter will stand right behind home plate, but Gene Segura is in Archie Bradley's back pocket right now. Up close and personal.
I think that's a National League record.
Might be.
Could possibly see one of those safety squeezes again. We saw Ruby De La Rosa execute one perfectly on that last road trip.
You just want to see the catcher break from third.
Yeah, I do. It's just I like that play a lot, regardless of who's running on base. You know, if you get the bunt down safely in a good spot, that runner at third base reads it.
Pulled back in time, and it's ball one.
If it's bunted hard at a defender or right out in front of the home plate for the catcher, then the runner at third holds, and obviously you try to move that runner Nick Ahmed from first to second.
One-0 count. Solarte will stay even with Herman, the runner at third. Archie gets it down. Here comes Herm the Worm, and he's in there. And Bradley's safe. The throw is high. Pulled Amarista off the bag, and it's 3-1. Well, there you go, BB. You asked for it. You got it.
I love it. That's a great play. It all is dependent on the judgment of that runner at third base, and Chris Herman got a good read on that one right off the bat. Came streaking down that third base line and scored without a play. Instantaneous decision by that runner at third base. Will Myers had some indecision. He was going to try to go home, and now he has to make an off-balance throw back to first base, which pulled Amarista off the bag, and Archie Bradley safe at first.
First major league RBI for Archie. That's a single and a run batted in. Gene Segura grounded out his first time up. Still nobody out. Everybody's going to move up. It rolls away from Bethancourt. He's got no throw. This guy has a cannon for an arm back there. But even he was not going to get either base runner that time. Wild pitch, charge to Drew Pomeranz. Mark McGuire, the bench coach, on the right. Andy Green, the skipper, on the left. Here's a chopper to third. Solarte will look Ahmed back to the bag. He throws out Segura. That's the first out in the second. And it brings up Phil Gosselin.
Third baseman.
Gosselin walked and scored his first time up.
You were talking about the near historic month of May that Drew Pomeranz has had for the Padres. In his previous 5 starts, as I mentioned earlier, 31 total innings pitched. He gave up 3 earned runs. Today, in an inning and a third, he's given up 3 earned runs.
D-backs with 1 in the first, 2 in the second. Second and third, still just 1 out. In there for a strike, 1-1. This is game number 52 for the Diamondbacks this year. Just the 11th start for Phil Gosselin, who's hitting about .230 as a starter this year with 1 home run. He's down 1-2. His 3rd start of the season at third base. Jake Lamb not in the starting lineup again for left-hander Pomeranz.
Under normal circumstances, I'd like to see Jake Lamb get more at-bats against left-handed pitching, but given the fact that Pomeranz throws so many curveballs, as you said earlier, over 40%. Get as many right-hand bats in there as you can.
Yeah, I believe Rich Hill of the Oakland Athletics is the only pitcher in baseball that throws that curveball more often than Drew Pomeranz. That's going to keep Bethencourt busy back there. Ahmed is the runner at third. Archie Bradley the pitcher at second. Infield in for the Padres. The 2-2 pitch. Bounce to second. Amarista coming home. Safe! Ahmed is in there. It's 4-1. Andy Green is putting up the stop sign in the dugout. They'll give this one a look. He just missed him.
Tough to tell from that angle. He's up the line a little bit and tries that sweep tag to come back. And that way, that time Bill Miller's in the way. You couldn't see if Nick's hand was on the plate or not when the tag was applied.
Bill Miller in perfect position to make the call. Not so much for the camera angle, but certainly for his positioning. He was right there. Had a great look at it.
You hope Nick's okay too. Watch his slide at home plate, doing whatever he has to do to get around that tag and try to get his hand on the plate.
Well, this is turning into a big inning, and Andy Green trying to stop that momentum. He will challenge the safe call at home. And the headsets are going on. New York will have a look.
Not only did Nick hit the ground hard, looked like his helmet came off, hit the ground, and came back up. It might have hit him in the face or the forehead somewhere.
They got him on the keister there.
I don't know if that's conclusive enough, though. At least the looks that we've had, you really couldn't coordinate the tag with the hand on the plate.
There has to be clear and convincing evidence to overturn the call, which is safe at home.
Challenged by the San Diego Padres.
But now it's out of this umpiring crew's hands, and it's in the hands of Major League Baseball in New York. Boy, from that angle, it looks like he beat it.
Really tough to tell. Every angle we've seen, there's something that makes you think he got in there safely, but then you look at the next one. Yeah, it looks like his hand right there between Bill Miller's legs. You can see his hand touching the plate. It looked like the tag was applied on the pocket.
All you need is an angle where you can see the hand on the plate and the catcher's mitt. I think Andy Green, just trying to stop the momentum of this inning, needs to challenge regardless, and he is safe at home. The run stands, and the Padres lose the challenge. It's 4-1.
Good Phil Gosselin, an RBI, fielder's choice RBI.
The San Diego Padres are out for challenges.
So Ahmed scores from third. That wild pitch a big factor earlier in the inning. Archie Bradley's at third base now. Gosselin is at first. Still only one out. And here's Goldie, who singled his first time up. It's already a 3-run D-back second. Nick Ahmed and Dave Magadan, the hitting coach, going over things there. First and third, one out, 3 runs in. Ball one. Starting to see much more consistent offensive production from Paul Goldschmidt as of late. He's hit safely in 9 of his last 11 games. Included in that stretch, 2 home runs and 10 RBIs. Drives that one the other way. Kemp can't get there. Bradley scores. They're going to wave Gosselin. Here's the throw. It is not in time. A 2-run double for Goldie, and it's 6-1 Diamondbacks. Well, Bob, we have waited for a rocket to right or right center from their star in this lineup, and we just got one.
That one made that Goldie sound. Big old curveball rolling up there on the outside part of the plate. That's exactly what you're supposed to do with those breaking balls away. Drive them to the opposite field over the head of Matt Kemp. Clears the bases.
And gets everybody some tacos. Take 5.
All right.
Brandon Drury.
Such a good approach by Paul Goldschmidt. The natural reaction when you see an off-speed pitch rolling up there like that Drew Pomeranz curveball, you want to pull it in the air to left field. And a lot of times you end up smothering the ball and hitting the ground ball to the left side. That time Goldie stayed right on it, hit it out there to right field with authority.
And still only 1 out in the inning. It's 0-2 on Drury.
And a break for the D-backs at the ball stayed in the ballpark. It looked like it hit on a warning track. I might pop over the fence out there in right field, but stayed in play, allowing Phil Gosselin to come around and score from first.
Yeah, that was a shot right over the head of Kemp. Drury strikes out. Second strikeout for Drew Pomeranz. Bullpen will get busy. Carlos Villanueva, the former Brewer, warming up for the Padres. And the 9th man to bat in this Arizona second is Yasmani Tomas, who had a very good at bat his first time up to end the first, but he was twice rung up by plate umpire Bill Miller on pitches that were not strikes, at least according to our Fox tracks. And so Tomas, who should have had a base on balls, was struck out. Yasmani shows that kind of plate discipline. He'd like to see him get rewarded for it, but yeah, it was the opposite.
This should be no surprise with all the right-handed thump that the Diamondbacks have in their lineup, but they're tied for second in the majors in home runs against left-handed pitchers. Seattle has 25, the Tampa Bay Rays and the D-backs both with 21.
High hopper to Amarista, and that's the end of the inning, but the Diamondbacks get 5. 5 runs in the second inning yesterday, and another 5-run second inning here today. It all got started with Chris Owings, his second home run of the year. And through 2, it is 6-1 D-backs. As we start the third, fans, follow Arizona Diamondbacks baseball live with the MLB.com at Bat app. You can stay up to the moment at any moment with game day, live game video highlights, StatCast news, the whole thing. Just download MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone and your tablet. Drew Pomeranz, the pitcher, leads off the San Diego third against Archie Bradley, who's now got a 6-1 lead. And Archie jumps out ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. And we'll look for Archie to get a quick, efficient 1-2-3 shutdown inning. That's what you're looking for. And that's a good start. His 4th strikeout.
Center fielder, John.
Coors Light Cold Hard Facts. If you're a sabermetric wonk, you want to crunch the metrics and the numbers, the whole thing. Defensive runs saved is one of the best defensive analytics out there. The Diamondbacks, who were #1 by leaps and bounds last year, are among the leaders again. There's a broken bat bloop by Jay to lead off. Man who drops that in for a single. That's the 3rd hit for the Padres.
Yeah, split that bat into 2 pieces right there. Change up, got out in front, hit it right off the end of the bat, but a little floater in front of Chris Owings in center field for a 1-out knock.
Will Myers now. Boy, Archie got a strikeout, just sawed Jay's bat in half, but he's got to deal with a 1-out base runner for Myers, who grounded out his first time up. Well, Jay's really done a good job as the leadoff man in this series. He's been on base the whole time, it seems. Well, kept it down, but missed just below the knees, and it's 1-1. Archie Bradley's previous start for the Reno Aces was last Saturday against Omaha, so he's working on a full week's rest. Had 9 strikeouts and 8 scoreless innings. And he's up there against Will Myers, a former Omaha Storm chaser. Good pitch right there.
It's a great location right on that outside corner.
Got some zip to it. Archie in that ball game against Omaha. 9 strikeouts, 8 innings. He gave up only 3 hits. His 3rd win in 3 starts. And each one of those last 3 starts for Reno, Archie went at least 7 innings. 3 starts ago, he was dominant, struck out 11 in a win at Fresno. He's put up some very good numbers at AAA Reno. 5-1 in 7 starts, an ERA under 2. A 1-2 count on Will Myers. Tried to drop that breaking ball in there, but missed, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That's really the first curveball we've seen him hang up there at the top of the strike zone or above the top of the strike zone. He's done a nice job of either throwing it at the knees or bouncing it in the dirt. Ouch.
Went to the fastball that time, and Myers just was able to get a piece of it, and a piece of Chris Herman as well.
I hate that bare hand hanging out there the way it is. Got him up on the shoulder that time, but that bare hand is just so exposed to foul tips.
All it takes is one. Catchers tend to leave that hand out there more so when there's a runner on base.
Ideally, you get it behind your glove. It at least gives you some protection.
Called strike 3. Ring him up and sit him down. That's 5 strikeouts for Archie. Oh, Bill Miller at it again.
Yeah, searching for strikes.
He's finding some, even when they're not really there. They kept it down below the knees. That's where you want it. Missed in a good spot. Herman able to frame it for a strike, and here's Kemp, who struck out his first 10. Matt Kemp, 4 hits in the series. 2 of them are home runs. So his impact has been felt here, certainly over the weekend. Close play at first. Jay is back in time. And as we said last night, Kemp really enjoys hitting in this ballpark. He's done his share of damage here. Calls it a very hitterish park. He's played a lot of crazy games here, he says. This was Matt Kemp. Let's start with Friday. He had a big night that night. 3 hits, 2 singles, and that homer. And then in the first inning last night against Zach Greinke.
The first one coming to straightaway center field. That one against Zach Greinke. I mentioned it last night. Maybe the only mistake Zach Greinke made in the entire ball game, and Matt Kemp happened to hit it out of the ballpark.
Yeah, Greinke missed his spot by about 4 feet. You saw Castillo set up in the outer half. That got up and in on Kemp, and he turned on it. But Greinke outstanding last night again. He improved to 6-3 on the year. Archie's got 5 strikeouts, 2 in this inning, and he's ahead of Matt Kemp, 1-2. One thing that strikes me, Bob, about Archie and watching him and standing and talking to him, and you see him, he's a lot thinner than he was last year. He really came into camp in great shape. He stayed in Scottsdale, bought a house here, worked out at Salt River Fields all winter long, and he's a lot leaner than he was last year. Some of that baby fat is gone.
Well, there's only so many Bartolo Colon and Rick Russells in the world that can carry that extra weight and still pitch deep into a ball game. It's got to take a toll as that pitch count starts to get up there, and carrying that extra weight, and it transfers to your legs, and you start making mistakes with your arm. Yeah, he looked in great shape all spring and still looks like he's in great shape.
A lot of that came from Goldie. He followed the same routine that Goldie had. Gosselin at third. Archie Bradley gets through the third. Diamondbacks lead at 6-1. Memorial Day weekend, and friends, we remind you today's broadcast of Diamondbacks baseball is being seen on AFN, the American Forces Network, broadcasting to the U.S. Armed Forces serving around the world on land and on ships at sea. Welcome to the broadcast, and thank you all very much for your service. Very appropriate on this Memorial Day weekend that we're able to bring Diamondbacks baseball to you. Chris Owings, who led off the second inning with a home run, will lead off the third against Drew Pomeranz. It's been a great run for CO at the plate this month. In his last 20 games, he's hitting better than .340. And as of this moment, he's got the average up over 300 for the year again. We saw that happen the other day. He's at 301. That batting average for Chris has come up more than 40 points since May the 5th.
Now, over his last 13 games, he's hitting .373 with 8 extra base hits, slugging .627.
Yeah, 2 more hits for CO last night. Had that double that just missed going out to straightaway center for a home run, but he got the home run back today in his first AB, and there he is, 3-0-1. And we put the whammy on him. He strikes out. Third strikeout for Drew Pomeranz, who's now retired 3 in a row. Here's Chris Herman. Herman walked and scored his first time. You talk about big numbers. Chris Herman, as a starter this year, is hitting almost .330. As they continue to find different ways to get his bat in the lineup. We've seen him catch, obviously. We've seen him play right field, center field, some first base. Say cheese. .60 pitches for Pomeranz, 37 strikes. It's hard to ask for more production from any starting player. 18 starts for Herman. He's got 19 RBIs. Lays off that one. He's ahead 3-0.
And even though Wellington Castillo has been struggling a little bit recently, he's carrying a .265 average with 7 homers and 20 driven in. The combination of the two D-backs catchers is as good as any combination in baseball.
Well, there's only one left-hand bat in there against Pomeranz. It's Herman. He's walked him twice. So go figure.
Shortstop, Nick Ahmed.
Well, when your nickname is Babe, opposing pitchers tend to fear you.
Well, understandably. So Herman aboard for the second time. Nick Ahmed singled and scored a run his first time up. Sends this one toward the right field corner, but it's leaking out of play.
Hey, fans, get to any game this season with the D-backs Value Pack. The Value Pack includes a lower level bleacher ticket, a Subway sandwich, and a Pepsi, all for just $25. It's available for every game, including Memorial Day this Monday. Visit dbacks.com/value.
Come on down to the ballpark tomorrow if you don't have Memorial Day plans all locked and loaded. The Houston Astros are in for the first of the 2 games here. Edwin Escobar is on the mound. That's a 1:10 start in the afternoon. Colin McHugh goes for Houston. And then we go to Houston for games Wednesday and Thursday. Part of the 4-game home and home with the Astros. Diamondback Live tomorrow. Pregame show at 12:30. First pitch 1:10. Escobar and McHugh, the D-backs debut of the left-hander, acquired on waivers from the Red Sox last month.
Do you think if we asked the Astros really nice if we could just stay here and play all 4 games at Chase Field?
I think they might go for it, frankly. Yeah. That'd be great. Waves and one in the dirt. Herman will move up on the strikeout. Wild pitch and a strikeout. The 4th punch out for Pomeranz and his 2nd wild pitch.
Yeah, the day game today starts a string of 7 day games in 8 starts. That is so unusual to have that many day games in that short a span. I feel like spring training all over again.
You got Memorial Day weekend, of course, and so there's a day game. Then you got the getaway day, so you need a day game Tuesday. Then we finish up in Houston. We go to Wrigley Field where they play during the day, so it just kind of worked out that way. Archie Bradley had his first big league RBI his last time up. Big swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Talked about how Archie is much leaner this year. Worked out all winter long. Was trying to map out an offseason plan, so he asked Goldie. He said, "What do you do?" He said, "Well, I live here. I live in Scottsdale. I work out all offseason at Salt River Field, so that's what I'm doing." And Archie got together with Evan Marzilli, and they worked out all winter long. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Pomeranz, but the Diamondbacks lead at 6-1. Padres 6-1. Fans Friday. Some of the world's biggest soccer stars will converge on the U.S. It's the 100th anniversary of the Copa America. It all starts as USA takes on Colombia Friday, 5 o'clock on FS1. Or you can watch the entire tournament live on Fox Sports Go. There's Clint Dempsey.
Well, you'll see number 8 and number 10.
Clint Dempsey, former Fulham star. Also played at Arsenal, I believe. Oh, I don't have to tell you that. I love that bit.
Oh, yes, you do.
Yeah, I know. Yangervis Solarte will lead off the 4th against Archie Bradley, who so far has given up only 1 run on 3 hits. He's got 5 strikeouts. You're not a follower of the beautiful game, as it were.
I like to watch soccer, but I never really got that heavily involved. I never saw a soccer ball until I went to college. They didn't play soccer in Coshocton.
I believe it. Goldie has that one. Quickly 1 down. Well, with all the social media, and you can watch every Premier League game, every Bundesliga game on the TV or on your phone, it's really is a worldwide following now. It's big time in the U.S. Melvin Upton Jr. I always root for Queens Park Rangers myself. QPR, that's my team.
QPR.
Yeah, QPR. Been to Loftus Road and seen a game with a wife. Seen a game at Arsenal at the Emirates, which is just amazing. Actually saw Clint Dempsey play at at the Cottage, where Fulham plays their tiny little Craven Cottage. They have a great, it's sort of like the Wrigley Field of the Premier League, Craven Cottage, and Clint Dempsey, was just featured in that promo, was playing for Fulham at the time. If you ever get the chance to go to Europe and go to England to go to a Premier League game, it is really, really an experience with the singing and the chanting and the whole thing. Everybody gets into it. It's a lot of fun. A roller up the middle. Nick Ahmed. Look at this. Wow. He is unbelievable. Gene Segura just ducked, and he's still down in the ground. Let's make that our Chaz Roberts Air Conditioning and Plumbing cool play of the game. Watch Segura. He just gets out of the way and stayed there.
And no sense of urgency, no rushing of the throw. Made sure he had a good grip. The awkward throw against his own body, and plenty of time to get Upton Jr. at first. Just always in control.
Christian Bethancourt, the catcher, fouls that one off. Segura's over there talking to Brian Knight, the second base umpire. Like, no wonder I'm a second baseman.
He never lets me catch anything.
That's right. This is in the air along the right field line. Goldie on a dead run. Going to have to hurry here, and he can't quite get there in time. He really had to go a long way to even get close to that one. Boy, Bob, Archie Bradley doing a great job here. He's given up only 3 hits. He's thrown 58 pitches, 45 strikes. He's been very efficient. And he's a strike away from working a 1-2-3-4. On a one hop to Gosselin. Ground ball out, and a gorgeous backhand scoop by America's first baseman. The Diamondbacks lead the Padres 6-1. Where Sanderson, Ford, and Fox Sports Arizona salute the troops on this Memorial Day weekend. Hope you're having a good one. Diamondback fans are enjoying the weekend. They lead the Padres 6-1. A big win last night, looking for a series win here today in front of a good crowd. And don't forget, if you don't have Memorial Day plans for Monday, come on down to the ballpark. Watch Edwin Escobar make his D-backs debut against the Houston Astros. dbacks.com/ticket. They'll get you all squared away. Gene Segura leads off the 4th against Drew Pomeranz. Segura 0 for 2. He has twice grounded out. And after an 0 for 4 last night, that relentless offensive pace that Gene showed for the first 6 weeks of the season beginning to slow down a bit lately. It had to. He is 2 for his last 26 at the plate. And he strikes out 0 for 3 today. 6 strikeouts for Pomeranz. He's now struck out 3 in a row, and 4 of the last 5 he's faced. Phil Gosselin getting a start at third base. It's been a good day so far for Phil. He walked in the first, reached on a fielder's choice, and scored in the second. He scored twice. He's got an RBI. Bouncer up the middle for Alexei Ramirez. Oh, throw! Myers scoops it. 2 down. Here's Goldie, who's 2 for 2. Well, Goldie last night doubled, homered, scored twice, drove in 2 runs, walked twice, stole a base. And so far today, a single, a double. He's knocked in 2. So he's now got 5 hits in the series.
Well, this should come as no surprise, but in Diamondbacks wins this year, Paul Goldschmidt's hitting .319. He scored 17 runs, driven in 20. In their losses this year, he's hitting .200 with 9 runs scored and only 10 driven in. There is no doubt this guy is the heart of the Diamondbacks offense.
And even more so when you're missing A.J. Pollock and David Peralta. They really look to Goldie to try and pick up some of the slack. It's a lot to put on the shoulders of one man, but there's no other way around it right now with key guys out. Long set by Pomeranz, and Diamondbacks have done a good job treading water with different guys who've gone on runs. Jake Lamb was real hot for a while. Brandon Drury, Chris Herman. But eventually the big boys have to step up, and we're down 2 of them right now with A.J. and David. Goldie strikes out. That's 7 strikeouts for Drew Pomeranz. Through 4, it's 6-1 Diamondbacks.
The score of 6-1. Jody Jackson with you. Now the D-backs have been missing David Peralta since really early May. Went on the DL May 15th, but missed games before that with wrist inflammation. But he's been doing a lot of work, as you can see, making a nice catch out there. He's been hitting in the cage. He says he feels strong. The wrist feels good. Today was a scheduled off day from workouts, but tomorrow and Tuesday he'll resume here with the team. And then when the team goes on the road, he'll get into some games, extended spring training at Salt River Fields. And I asked Chip Hale if he could join the team in Chicago. He said it's possible, but that might be a little bit soon. But guys, the good news is he is coming back.
He looks good, Joni. Thanks very much. Maybe by the time we come back from Wrigley Field, which would be June 6th, the 3-game series here against the Tampa Bay Rays. That's part of a long homestand. At some point, very early in that homestand, maybe we see the freight train back on the tracks.
Boy, that would be good news. And for those of you who are going to be around the Valley, you can check out those extended spring games. There's no charge. Come on over, bring an umbrella, bring some water.
It's a good deal. Alexei Ramirez way back and gone. That's his first home run this year, and it's 6-2. Archie Bradley had retired the last 5 Padres he had faced, given up only 3 hits, but Ramirez takes him deep.
Second baseman, Alexei
Ramirez is a long and lean shortstop, and when his timing is good, he can put a charge on the ball. That thing went a long way.
He's put up some pretty decent power numbers for a shortstop during his long tenure with the White Sox. Here's Alexei Amarista. This could be trouble. Tomas has got it, 1 away. There's the pitcher, Pomeranz. We'll see if Archie can shrug that off and move on.
He made quick work of Pomeranz in his first at bat back in the 3rd inning. Do the same right here.
Oh, 2.
I always liked it when a pitcher that has a good breaking ball, like Pomeranz has that big knuckle curve, throw him a curveball. See how he likes it.
Here you go, tough guy. He chased one that time.
Hey fans, in honor of Memorial Day weekend, Fox Sports Supports is proud to team up with merging vets and players dedicated to ensuring our nation's warriors can be as productive off the field as they were on it by joining combat veterans with former athletes to form a common bond over dedication and teamwork. Visit foxsportsupports.com to learn more.
Hope you're enjoying your Memorial Day weekend. John Jay singled his last time up. He's 1 for 2. Phil Gosselin at 3rd. That ball found him. Archie Bradley shrugs off that leadoff homer by Ramirez. The hot corner. Stay hot, Phil. It's 6-2. His third big league start this year. A conversation with the pitching coach Mike Butcher. So far, Archie through 5 innings has given up only 2 runs on 4 hits, and he's got 6 strikeouts. Brandon Drury, the cleanup man today, leads off the bottom of the 5th against lefty Drew Pomeranz. And this has been a typical series for Brandon Drury defensively. He started Friday at third base. He was in left field last night. He's in right field today. Pomeranz has got 7 strikeouts. He's walked 3. But he's retired the last 5 he's faced and 8 of the last 9. He's really settled down, has not given up a base hit, in fact, since that Goldie 2-run double in the 2nd inning. It was a 5-run D-back second for the 2nd game in a row. Good job there by Rapid Robert Balderrama, the Golden Glover down the left field line, pouncing on that one. Rapid Robert in his midseason form. There's Rapid Robert Balderrama, our Golden Glover down the left field line, and working right field today is Jim Too Tall Tolar, and the reason we call him Too Tall is his helmet. That's sort of like the Great Kazoo on the Flintstones.
Has the hat on underneath.
Yeah, the hat is too tall. Drury strikes out for the 2nd time today. That's 8 for Pomeranz. Here's Too Tall Tolar. That pitch a little too tall for Brandon Drury.
We could have used Too Tall to swing at this one. That's way above the top of the strike zone. Over aggressive that time.
How about that hat collection? Some nice work right there.
His phone collection too.
Dude, how many phones you need? As Bonnie Tomas 0 for 2. There's Rapid Robert right there. Oh, he made the play against the wall. Nice job. Oh, and 1. Tomas is really fighting it right now. He's 3 for 29 up there. He did not go. That's Tony Randazzo down there at first. For Yasmani, May got off to a very promising start. He gets safely in his first 6 games this month, and his batting average for the year was up to .318. But there's been very little sense. Tomas last 13 games has hit under 160, and he's down 1-2. Chases one up by the neck. That's 9 strikeouts for Pomeranz, who has set down 7 in a row.
And both outs in this inning coming via the strikeout on pitches well out of the zone.
Center fielder, Chris Owings.
Cut fastballs. About shoulder high off the plate.
Pomeranz has now struck out 6 of the last 7 Diamondbacks he's faced. Chris Owings. Whatever was not working in that 5-run second is working very well right now for Drew Pomeranz. He has got it going. Pomeranz had 3 strikeouts in the 3rd, around a 1-out walk. 2 strikeouts in the 4th. And he has struck out the first 2 he's faced in the 5th. And he's a strike away from getting the side in order.
It's beginning to look like the Diamondbacks were well advised to jump on Pomeranz early. I mean, the numbers are still not great, but he does tend to give it up. When he does give it up, it's early in the game.
Tony Randazzo, no, he didn't. 2-2 on Chris Owings. And there's a reason that this guy has the second best ERA in all of baseball, behind only Clayton Kershaw. Which is fascinating, considering they didn't even commit to him as a starting pitcher until April 1st, right at the very end of spring training. They weren't sure if he was going to work out of the bullpen or the rotation. Good at bat there by CO. A 2-out walk. That's the 4th walk issued by Pomeranz, who's creeping up on 100 pitches. And a chance for the Babe, Chris Herman, who was walked twice. The only left-hand bat in the lineup for Chip Hale today, and he's reached base safely both times. I think we need to reach out to the people and decide what Chris Herman's nickname is going to be. We started out with Babe Herman in honor of the great Brooklyn Robbins power hitter. Chip Hale has suggested Herm the Worm and the Herminator. Those are the 3 options. So we'll have to get our somewhat reliable staff to figure out a way to get some kind of a vote going. He did not go. That's Todd Tishner down there. 1-1.
That's something that's unfortunately gone away from the game of baseball. Some of the great nicknames.
Double Duty Radcliffe.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites.
Motorboat Jones.
The Toy Cannon Jimmy Wynn.
Stretch McCovey.
We're just talking about the Big Hurt, Frank Thomas, yesterday. Or you could go with Buttermaker. 2-1 on Chris Herman. This is high in the air, shallow left center. Jay and Melvin Upton Jr. will be a left fielder. And we are through 5. The Diamondbacks lead the Padres 6-2. Coach Sean Payton coaching him up at the D-backs Academy. Diamondbacks lead the Padres 6-2. Fans, the Arizona Diamondbacks and Geico are proud to offer military and first responders ticket discounts all season long, including half off on Sundays. For more information, to get tickets and other information, visit dbacks.com/military. The lovely Mike and Vanessa are both here modeling Memorial Day t-shirts, BB. These will be on sale at the team shop here at Chase Field starting tomorrow. That's a great looking shirt. Mike really has the front. Vanessa, this is on the back. You approve of the texture? Yeah, these are the soft tees. I like these. These are better than the other ones. Now you're not modeling these. You're just sort of, well, you got to be able to spin around. Well, some spin better than others. I think we just proved that. Thank you, guys. The lovely Mike and Vanessa.
I think it's the lovely Vanessa and Mike.
Well, I appreciate the irony. That's why I like to put Mike first. Besides, Vanessa's she's the closer. You want to end on a high note.
Point.
You start
Good
with
point.
Mike and you work your way up, right? Thank you, guys. Those are good shirts. Gonna have to get some of those tomorrow. By the way, Vanessa says the worm nickname for Chris Herman is gross.
Yeah, I'm not fond of that myself.
Herm the worm. The quote was, "That's gross." Shallow right center. CO runs it down. One down for Archie. Vanessa votes Herminator for the nickname for Chris Herman. So that's one for Herminator.
Right fielder, Matt.
Do you have a preference?
I kind of like Babe. It just
it's
rolls
cool.
right off your tongue. It seems to fit.
Matt Kemp has struck out, grounded out 0 for 2.
You know, the bad thing is you don't really get to choose your own nickname.
That's true. It's not like Costanza nicknames himself T-Bone.
Yeah, no.
You don't get to do that. Chris Owings one more time. This will back him up, but he's got 2 down. Did you ever assign? Well, your boy Kuiper, I'm told, assigned himself his nickname Smoothie.
Smoothie. It fits
Somehow that got through.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of things we question about Dwayne Kuiper, but yeah, Smoothie fits him perfectly.
That's a whole nother show. Did you ever assign anybody a nickname that stuck?
Actually, Will the Thrill. I'll take credit for that.
That was yours?
Well, you know, I'm sure somewhere along the line in high school or down at Mississippi State, you know, it's just too easy. Will the Thrill, because he was thrilling. He was a great player with a beautiful swing, but he was popping off in spring training his first year, you know, big league camp, and just going on and on. And somebody must have asked him, well, what do they call you? Well, they call me Will. Will the Thrill. We're just thrilled to have you here. You know, he's getting on a rookie, and he took it all in good spirits. And then we painted his cowboy boots orange.
I'm sorry, what?
He wore a different pair of cowboy boots to the ballpark every day. So somebody that looked an awful lot like Mike Krukow took the boots while we were out on the field and spray painted them orange and put a Nike swoosh on the side of them. And Will came back laughing about it.
Archie Bradley may have injured himself. No, he's all right. He's laughing and joking, high stepping off the mound as he strikes out Solarte, but let's make sure he's okay here. He's waving off Chris Herman. I don't know what happened there. Ooh, almost turned an ankle, but he's okay. at Chase Field, where the D-backs lead the Padres 6-2. One more look at Archie Bradley coming off the mound here. Looks like he turned an ankle.
Leading off for the D-backs.
Not sure exactly what happened there. Really came across that front foot.
He seems to be just fine. Is laughing and joking about it in the dugout. He's out there in the on-deck circle as Nick Ahmed leads off the 6th against the new pitcher for the Padres, the right-hander Carlos Villanueva.
Saw that graphic right there very quickly. Archie Bradley, 18 of 22 first pitch strikes today. Outstanding.
Archie has worked 3 1-2-3 innings out of 6. He's given up just 2 runs on 4 hits. Has not walked a batter and has 7 strikeouts. Nick Ahmed, 2 for 3. His second base hit today. A leadoff single. The last time Archie Bradley tried to bunt, it turned into an RBI single, his first big league RBI. And we'll see if he can try and move Nick along here. Numbers on Carlos Villanueva. A 4.82 ERA, his 20th appearance of the year. Opponent sitting over 300 against him.
Does have 26 strikeouts against only 4 walks in his 28 innings of work. He's in and around the strike zone a lot. Be ready to swing those bats.
Not that time. 1-0.
Another base hit up the middle by Nick Ahmed. He's just raking right now, getting the barrel on the ball, staying up to the big part of the field.
Yeah, Nick had a 5-game hit streak snapped yesterday, but he started a new one, 2 for 3 today. Archie pulls back again. He's ahead 2 balls and no strikes. Solarte crashing in from third and Myers from first. And a long look down to Matt Williams. Segura doing that on deck circle thing again, where he basically stands in the hitter's back pocket. 2-1. That was a high strike call from Bill Miller that time. Archie's trying to give himself up here, but can't get anything to bunt.
It's probably a good thing he did take that high strike right there. That's a ball that most likely would get popped up in the air.
Ahmed, what a jump. Villanueva never even looked. Oh, that was completely on the pitcher that time. Dave McKay works his magic again. Second stolen base for Nick.
I think the D-backs have to lead Major League Baseball in stolen bases without a slide.
I mean, this is, somebody's got to yell something to Villanueva, don't they?
Yeah, something in Villanueva's delivery, whether it's where he sets his hands, where his feet are, what he does with his head or his eyes. There's something there that Dave McKay noticed studying the video, and Nick took advantage of it that time.
Dave will often tell us about what they've picked up, and we don't share it on television, of course, but he'll tell you if he does blank, he is definitely going home. And it seemed like one of those circumstances right there. Sometimes it's a chin, it's a hip, it's an elbow, a foot, you never know. Archie sort of chops at that one and strikes out. Today's greater coverage of baseball presented by T-Mobile takes a look around the National League West. What else is going on? Dodgers are in New York. They had an eventful game there yesterday, and that'll be the late game tonight. Giants, Hunter Pence is at it again. They lead at Colorado 6-2 in the 5th. By the way, Noah Syndergaard, who got ejected from the game yesterday, tweeted out that he is available to pitch. Like, haha, I'm rested, I'm ready to go, because, you know, he got run for throwing a ball behind Chase Utley yesterday. Segura bangs that into left, a base hit. Ahmed had to hold up. He'll stop at third.
You mentioned that Dodger Mets matchup tonight. Clayton Kershaw against Bartolo Colon. That should be fun.
Be watching that later tonight. After Game of Thrones, of course.
goes without saying.
Don't worry, I'll give you all the updates on the episode tomorrow.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm sure you are. Phil Gosselin has walked, got an RBI fielder's choice. He scored twice.
Cubs beat the Phillies today 7-2 to go 20 games over 500, 34-14.
Yeah, this is a tough year to be in the National League Central.
Yes,
that,
it is.
That thing is over. The way those guys are going. Lackey pitched today, I think. And got the win, 7-2. Yeah, the Cardinals lost 10-2 at Washington today. Pirates lost to the Cubs. Or no, the Pirates are no, they lost to Texas 6-2.
And that Nationals-Cardinals game, Steven Strasburg goes to 9-0, the first pitcher in Expos/Nationals history to start 9-0. Pedro Martinez and Kirk Reeder both won their first 8 games.
Kirk Reeder, a little skinny guy.
Yeah, Woody. Talking about nicknames, he looked like the guy from Toy Story.
Yeah.
We're talking about fastball command. That's pretty much what he lived with. Pound away at that outside corner, push the hitter off the plate with a fastball in, go right back out on the outside corner again. Worked quickly. Defense loved to play behind Kirk Reeder.
Well, Villanueva, after Ahmed burned him, paying a lot of attention to Gene Segura over there at first. Nick at third, 1 out. One and two. Ooh, they had Segura there for a moment.
Had him leaning just a little bit. Hey, fans, plan ahead for some upcoming afternoon ball games right here at Chase Field and get matinee price tickets. The next matinee game is this coming Tuesday, May 31st against the Astros, and there are 3 games in June to plan for. Matchups include the Rays, the Dodgers, and the Phillies. Get your matinee tickets now at dbacks.com/matinee.
Yeah, you don't have plans for tomorrow. Come out as well tomorrow. A 1:10 start on Memorial Day. And then a 12:40 first pitch in that Tuesday game. Gosselin strikes out. Second strikeout in the inning for Carlos Villanueva. And now with 2 on and 2 out, he'll work to Goldie.
First baseman, Paul Goldschmidt.
Goldie has singled, hit a 2-run double and struck out. He's 2 for 3. Ahmed is the runner at third, Segura at first. Diamondbacks have out hit the Padres 7-4. They lead at 6-2. Two 2-0. Bethancourt out in front of that one. 3 balls and no strikes.
Two-0 change up to Goldie. They just don't look like they're too willing to give in to Paul in this at bat. And we know that he has been more aggressive in these 3-0 counts this year, going all the way back to spring training. See if he turns it loose here. See if they throw him anything close to the zone.
Sets up, down and away. Missed with it. And the bases are loaded for Brandon Drury. Drury had an RBI fielder's choice in the first. He got struck out twice. 0 for 3. Drury 1 for 10 in the series. He homered here Friday. Takes a strike, 0-1. Brandon Drury, when he forced his way into the everyday lineup last month, was doing it by hitting ringing line drives all over the field. That pace has slowed a bit lately. He's got just 3 extra base hits in his last 18 games. Haven't seen as consistent hard contact from Brandon like we saw earlier this year.
It's because he's been pitched a little differently. You know, it's all about adjustments. The league has seen Brandon Drury. The advanced scouts have laid eyes on him. There's video out there of what pitches he's hitting hard, what's he not hitting hard, and it's up to Brandon now to make the counter adjustment.
It's all part of the process, right?
Absolutely.
Because, as you noted, when he was just clubbing everything, he can hit anybody's fastball.
Oh, yeah. Because of that, he's seen a lot of off-speed pitches, slow breaking balls, change-ups. Show him a fastball up above the top of the zone or off the outside corner just to make him think you're going to throw him another fastball, and then go right back to the off-speed stuff.
0-2. Called strike 3. Villanueva leaves him loaded. We'll head to the 7th. It's 6-2 Diamondbacks.
Legacy moment. I remember this one. Back in 01 against the San Francisco Giants. 18 innings. A Rubio Durazo double down in the left field corner scored Steve Finley with the only run of the game. 5 hours and 53 minutes worth. Ultimately, Benito Santiago flies out to right field to end the game. That was one of the crazier games I've ever been involved with in my life.
I bet.
Armando Reynoso started that game, shut down the Giants for 6 innings on 3 hits. Just couldn't get anything going against Sean Estes and the Giants pitching staff that particular night. ended up with pitchers pinch running and pinch hitting and pitching.
Archie Bradley's given up only 4 hits. He's got 7 strikeouts. He's retired 6 in a row. And he's working to Melvin Upton Jr. as we open up the 7th inning. This start, for the most part, Bob, seems to have gone about as well for Archie as we could have hoped.
Yeah, he's thrown 9 pitches in each of the last 3 innings, the 4th, 5th, and 6th. Talk about being efficient. No walks. And when he's gotten ahead to a 2-strike count, he's retired 12 of the 13 batters.
Breaking ball takes a high hop for Segura.
And just to give you a measuring stick, the league average on 2 strikes retiring the batter is 75%. Archie's 12 out of 13 today. Look at
80
that.
pitches, 63 strikes. He worked a 1-2-3 fourth, a 1-2-3 6th, and now he's recorded the first out in the 7th, and a 1-2-3 first as well with a couple of strikeouts. Christian Bethancourt has an RBI single, 1 for 2.
One more thing I want to point out about that game in 01 in San Francisco. Troy Brohan. You play an 18-inning game and you have one pitcher that went 1/3 of an inning. Guess who his guy was?
Barry Lamar Bonds.
Indeed. He held Barry Lamar Bonds 0 for 10 lifetime. Struck him out 4 times.
Ownage. Well, it probably just made Barry even grumpier.
Well, that and the 3 intentional walks we gave him in that game also.
Just good managing. That's all that is. Hello.
By the time that game ended, I had promised the guys, if we win this one, we won't even have spring training next year. We'll all go down to Tucson and play golf for a month.
Well, you did win the game, so
well,
I'm going to guess there was spring training the following year.
Yeah, I was lying.
Well, at least you're owning it.
Hey, at 1 o'clock in the morning with neither team scoring a run, you'll say anything to try to get on that board.
Yeah, those games are always fun for those of us working the late night highlight shows on the East Coast.
I bet.
Oh,
yeah.
we were big fans. Get home at 4:30 in the morning. Watching Eric Gagne blow a save at Dodger Stadium. We're going to be here a while. 8 strikeouts for Bradley, who set down 8 in a row.
Fastball location has been there for him all day today.
Well, the last Padre hit and the last man to reach against Archie Bradley was Alexei Ramirez, who homered to lead off the 5th, and here he is. Pops it up, first base side. Segura's got it. Another 1-2-3 inning for Archie Bradley, a 10-pitch inning. He has retired the last 9 he's faced. And we'll stay right here on this Memorial Day weekend. Glad you're with us at Chase Field and on Fox Sports Arizona as we honor America.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask that you please rise and sing along as we pay tribute to our great nation with the singing of God Bless America.
Jimmy John's delivery of the game. Archie Bradley is delivering big time. He has retired the last 9 he's faced so far. He's given up just 2 runs on 4 hits, has not walked a batter. His 8 strikeouts are a career high. 7 innings also a career high.
20 of 25 first pitch strikes today. He's retired the first batter of the inning 5 out of 7. Can't do much better than Archie has done here today.
Outstanding. As Manny Tomas 0 for 3 leads off the Diamondbacks 7th against Carlos Villanueva. Both bullpens still quiet. Archie has been tremendously efficient. He's got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 1-2-3 innings in the ball game out of 7, including the last 2 in a row. Tomas sends this out to Matt Kemp near the track on the run, and he's got it. Tailing away from the right fielder, but that's the first out.
Nice running catch there. Kemp able to shift it into a different gear to catch up to that one. Really slicing hard toward that first base line, but Kemp right there to make the play. How about this for Archie Bradley?
Yeah.
8 of 13 times he's gone from an 0-1 count to 0-2.
How big is that?
I mean, that's where you save pitches. Instead of going strike 1, ball 1, ball 2, strike 2, ball 3, boom. From 0-1 to 0-2. 8 out of 13 times.
You can talk, and we talked about this right from the first pitch, the importance for Archie of staying ahead in the count. Look at the difference it makes.
The pole position. Get ahead.
I think somebody had that as their Valley Honda dealers key to the game. 1-1 to CO, who homered in the second, his second of the year. Well, Chip Hale was saying over the weekend, you've got Ruby De La Rosa out with that elbow inflammation for at least a month. Shelby Miller is down with that finger, so Archie will be in there every 5th day for a while moving forward. He has got his opportunity, and so far he has really made the most of it.
Absolutely. And think of the other situations that Archie's found himself in this year where he knows no matter what I do, I'm going to be on a plane to Reno tomorrow.
He knew that last time he pitched at Colorado and got the win. Yeah,
but now he's got something to work with here. An extended run of starts, and ideally he continues to put up good numbers the way he has today and make it a tough decision for Chip Hale and Mike Butcher when everybody comes back healthy.
Well, Archie was asked about that last week while he was with Reno, and he said, yeah, he was ticked off when he didn't make the Diamondbacks out of spring training. But he said as mad as he was, he knew it was on him and it was no one else's fault. He needed to go to AAA and work on some things. And he's certainly done that. He's had a great year for Phil Nevin at Reno. And let him look like they're going to let him go any deeper, though. In a Sanderson Ford bullpen, you've got Daniel Hudson up and throwing. Huddy worked 1 inning last night through 13 pitches. Mike Butcher chatting up Archie in the dugout. Pitcher spot is coming up soon here. Owings is the 6th place hitter. 3-2 pitch. He struck him out. 4 strikeout for Villanueva. The only thing that's discouraging about today, Bobby, the same thing we saw last night, where the Diamondbacks got that 5-run second and then did almost nothing offensively after that. Padres got 3 in the 9th, and Arizona, who had led to 7-1, hung on to win 8-7. Same kind of deal here tonight. Have not seen a lot of offense. In fact, only, let's see, 2 hits since the Goldie 2-run double in that second inning. Padres will put the shift on for Chris Herman, who has walked twice and scored a run. He's 0 for 1. He did not go, says Todd Tishner. 1-1 on the babe, Chris Herman. Drives it to center. Backs up John Jay. Way back, and it's over his head. Chris Herman on the run. He'll head for third. And he is in there. His third triple. Driving the bus.
It's amazing how much power he generates with just a nice smooth swing. He's not trying to overpower the baseball, but gets a lot of backspin on this one. Shoots over the head of John Jay in center field. And how many catchers do you see leg out triples to straightaway center field? Gotta love it. Driving the bus, young man.
Love to see that. So a 2-out RBI opportunity for Nick Ahmed, who was singled twice. He's 2 for 3. Foul ground for Myers, and that takes care of that. We'll head to the 8th inning. Diamondbacks lead the Padres 6-2. (6-2), and Archie Bradley is back out there to work the 8th inning. He's already gone 7. That's a career high for Archie, as are his 8 strikeouts. He's given up just 2 runs on 4 hits, and he's done a great job of bouncing back from that leadoff home run by Alexei Ramirez in the 5th inning. Since that homer, Archie has set down all 9 he's faced.
Well, they consider this a bonus inning for Archie Bradley because his pitch count is where it is right now. I think they had Daniel Hudson up because Archie Bradley was up next in that inning, and they probably would have pinch hit for him. They certainly would have pinch hit for him, but instead he gets to go back out and throw 1 more inning.
Jake Lamb has checked into the ball game for the Diamondbacks. He's at 3rd. Alexi Amaristo for 2 leads off the San Diego 8th against Archie Bradley. Michael Bourne in there as well. He takes over in right field for Brandon Drury. Those changes appear to be straight up. Lamb in the 2-hole and Bourne batting cleanup. Amarista 0 for 2. He is 4 for his last 27 at the plate. 2-1. Archie Bradley called up today. Dominic Leone was sent back to the minor leagues. There's another roster move coming to make room for tomorrow's starter, Edwin Escobar.
See, in the past, the roster move would have been to send Archie back to AAA.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
He's got 9 strikeouts. He's retired 10 in a row. Fans, here's your chance to beat the Heat. Tonight's word is gas lamp. Log on to FoxSportsArizona.com/beattheheat and enter the word gas lamp for a chance to win a trip to San Diego. How appropriate for the July 4th weekend. From now through June the 5th, we'll give you the word of the day during every game. Once you see it, go to foxsportsarizona.com/beattheheat and enter that word. The more times you enter, the better your chances. The password is gas lamp.
Is that one word or two words?
That's what confused me, because I was under the impression it was one word, but could be wrong. Brett Wallace sitting for the pitcher. Because there's the gas lamp, what do they call it? Quarter district, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Right near the ballpark in San Diego. That's where the All-Star game will be this year.
Well, that should really set up well for MLB's All-Star game next year. They got the convention center right across the street. Got all those downtown hotels right close to the ballpark. Gas lamp district right there. That should be a lot of fun.
It'll be hopping.
Yeah, and I told you before, I saw something on TV where they were going to do a home run derby from the deck of an aircraft carrier. That'll be interesting.
Well, that's the first walk of the ball game issued by Archie Bradley. Snaps a stretch of 10 straight he'd retired. Here's John Jay, who's 1 for 3.
Outstanding by Archie.
Well, Chip Hale is going to make the move. He wants Daniel Hudson. Let's watch the ovation for Archie Bradley. He was tremendous today. What's next? Brought to you by CenturyLink, a 4-game home-and-home with the American League West Houston Astros. It all starts tomorrow. Diamondback Live pregame show at 12:30. First pitch 1:10. Edwin Escobar will make his D-backs debut, the left-hander, against Colin McHugh. And then Tuesday, a 12:40 first pitch, a matinee game. Patrick Corbin and Lance McCullers. Then we go to Minute Maid Park, where Robbie Ray and Zach Greinke will pitch for the Diamondbacks Wednesday and Thursday. Thursday will be Greinke and Keuchel. But what a start today for Archie Bradley, talking it over with pitching coach Mike Butcher. New pitcher for the Diamondbacks, the right-hander Daniel Hudson, who worked one scoreless inning last night against these Padres. Huddy threw 13 pitches, 8 for strikes. And this is your Arizona Federal Credit Union pitching change. 20 appearances, all but 2 of them have been scoreless for Daniel Hudson, a 1.35 ERA.
Opponent's only hitting 125 against Huddy this year.
John Jay, 1 for 3. Brett Wallace, the runner at first after a walk. Diamondbacks with 1 in the first and 5 in the second. They lead at 6-2. One of the reasons that Chip Hale likes Daniel Hudson so much as their 8th inning guy, because he's very good against left-hand hitters. Daniel has a very good track record against lefties, so you don't have to worry about matching up right, left, all that stuff. You can just give Huddy the 8th inning. Especially now that they're down to 1 left-hander back there in Zach Curtis. This one is driven toward the right field corner. Rattles around in there. Wallace will stop at third, and it's a double for Jay, who's on base again. He's had a very good series. Got 5 hits.
Hooking line drive down into that corner. Michael Bourne finally tracks it down. Brett Wallace fortunately doesn't run real well, and they have to throw up the stop sign for him at third base.
So second and third, 1 out for Will Myers. John Jay's a nice pickup for them. That was a good deal for the Padres. He was in St. Louis for 6 seasons. They got him for Jed Jerko. Myers 0 for 3. That's out of play.
One last footnote on Archie Bradley. How about this finishing off hitters? 2 strike plate appearances resulting in an out. When he got to 2 strikes, he retired 14 of the 15 batters.
Impressive.
Absolutely. Man on a mission today.
1 walk, 9 strikeouts, retired 10 straight at one point. I think his first inning, Bob, was so key for him because you want to see him get off to a good start. He got strikeout, ground ball, strikeout, Jay, Myers, and Kemp, and he was off and running from there. Did a good job of working around trouble in that second. Solarte led off the inning with a double. Bethancourt singled him home. But then he got the next 2 outs, and from that point on, he was off to the races. 1 and 2 on Will Myers. Just missed at 95. Bill Miller not searching for strikes that time. Two and two. Went down and got it. Lamb at third. This will get the run home. High throw. Goldie gets the tag down, and they get the out. But it's a 6-3 ball game as Wallace scores from third. This happens too many times. Sooner or later, Goldie's going to injure that glove hand. Just too often.
The only saving grace here is the throw was high, so he was actually up above Will Myers, reaching down with the tag rather than trying to reach back into the baseline. But you're absolutely right. That is a dangerous proposition.
Close play at first. Tony Randazzo, the first base umpire, says he's out. Matt Kemp will step in. No challenge for the Padres. They lost a challenge earlier in the ballgame. On that play at home when Nick Ahmed slid in safely back in the second. Kemp 0 for 3. So that's a 5-3 putout for Myers and an RBI. Oh, and 2. Chased a high one at 95, and they strand Jay at second. Padres get a run, though. We'll head to the home half of the 8th at 6-3 D-backs. Time for the gig life. Cox, high-speed highlights. A high-speed second inning for the Diamondbacks, who put up a 5 spot in the second for the second game in a row.
A little bit of everything. Some power, a home run by Chris Owings, a perfectly executed safety squeeze. Fielder's choice ground out, scores a run. And Goldie, a rope over the head of Matt Kemp out there in right field.
New pitcher for the Padres as we open up the bottom of the 8th inning. Leonel Campos, the right-hander, just recalled today from AAA El Paso. His numbers in the minor leagues there: 4.79 ERA in 15 appearances. Ricky Weeks Jr. will hit for Daniel Hudson. Pitcher spot leads off the Diamondback 8th. And what is a 6-3 ball game? D-backs looking for the series win. Giants are winning right now. They're beating the Rockies 7-2 at Coors Field. Dodgers and Mets later tonight. Ricky Weeks Jr., 240, 2 homers. He's hitting .318 as a pinch hitter this year. That's 7 for 22, 4 doubles and 4 RBIs. He's been a very good right-hand bat off the bench for Chip Hale. 1-2. So Archie Bradley winds up going 7 1/3. Gave up 3 runs, 4 hits, walked 1, struck out a career-high 9. And threw 96 pitches, 70 for strikes. A very impressive afternoon for Archie. Two and two. Called strike 3, and Ricky Weeks Jr. cannot believe it. Bill Miller rings him up. We've seen a few of those today.
Hey fans, vote the evolution and send your favorite D-backs to the 2016 All-Star Game. You can vote up to 5 times a day from your smartphone using the Ballpark app or log on to dbacks.com/vote.
Well, there was just a look of disbelief on Ricky Weeks Jr.'s face there. Segura singled his last time up. He's 1 for 4. And that one rolls in his center, a 1-out single. Gene, the hit machine.
Started the day 0 for 3, but turns in another multiple hit game here today. Back-to-back hits in the 6th here and the 8th.
Michael Bourne, who took over in right field, will bat now. And how about this? Michael Bourne with the Diamondbacks is hitting .423. He's 11 for 26. As Chip Hale was saying, there's a lot of life left in that body. Michael had a big game last night. He was on base all night long, had 3 hits and a walk, drove in 2 runs, scored twice. And Bourne right now with 10 hits in his last 20 at bats.
That base hit gives him 21 multi-hit games on the season out of 45 games he's played in. That's 44% of the games he's had at least 2 hits.
Gene, the hit machine. From the old Gong Show. Sometimes you go up there, you're struggling, you're more like the unknown comic. But
digging deep there.
Oh, he was my favorite, the unknown comic. Eventually J.P. Morgan would always stand up and gong him out of there.
Yeah.
No one under the age of 50 has any idea what we're talking about.
That was a great show, though.
I love the Gong Show. Chuck Barris. We've got to come up with a way to get that video of Gene, the dancing machine, mixed in somehow with Gene Segura in there. You know, in Photoshop all those things or whatever they do on with the social media.
Get off my broadband.
0-2 on Michael Bourne. Michael Bourne says he's still settling in here, but feels like you got to make the most of your opportunity. He's certainly done that at the age of 33. Segura back safely at first. Christian Bethancourt shaken up back there.
Bare hand and thigh, it looked like that time. Didn't get any leather on it at all. It should be a pick off at first base. You see that thumb flip out there like that. And you see the starting catcher start limping around. The backup catcher starts getting loose.
Hector Sanchez, the former Giant. Derek Norris getting the full day off apparently. 2-2 on Michael Bourne. Segura at first, 1 out. Right to Amarista, makes a nice stop, and Ramirez turns it. Segura is forced out. Bourne thrown out. We'll go to the 9th. Brad Ziegler coming in at 6-3.
Next, Diamondbacks catcher Chris Snyder, our guest analyst. Diamondbacks Live coming up. Chris, you have a game plan for Archie Bradley. A mission, you said. No crooked innings. Keep it simple. Mission accomplished. How did he do it?
First pitch strikes. He was ahead of everybody. He stayed ahead of everybody, and with a good fastball curveball mix, he was able to put him away.
We have video evidence of that just for you. That's coming up after the game. Diamondbacks Live. Let's close it out. Back to the booth we go. Steve and Bob, take it away.
All right, guys, look forward to that. Our Gila River game summary. Archie Bradley, outstanding. 3 runs on 4 hits in 7 1/3, a career high 9 strikeouts. Another 5-run second inning for the Diamondbacks. And now they have a 6-3 lead as the closer comes on to close it out in the 9th inning to face on Hervey Solarte, Melvin Upton Jr. and Christian Bethancourt. It's Brad Ziegler, 8 saves in 19 appearances, but it's been a bumpy ride for Brad lately. He has been scored on in 3 of his last 4 outings, including a rough one last night. But he has converted 36 straight save opportunities, going back to last year, a Diamondbacks record and the longest active save streak in the major leagues. But he's not been the same guy lately, Bob.
He's made some mistakes up in the zone, and of course that submarine sinker is much better when you keep it down around knee level. That's when he gets the ground balls that he's looking for. But he's made some mistakes up in the zone. He's walked a few guys. I think I attribute a lot of that to the inconsistent work. You know, it's been hard to get Daniel Hudson and Brad Ziegler in ball games. You don't want to just throw them out there you know, in a blowout game one way or the other. There haven't been many save opportunities recently.
Yeah, both Daniel Hudson and Brad Ziegler went a week without working.
Hey fans, we invite you to participate in Gila River game nights by signing up at one of the interactive kiosks located right here at Chase Field during any Diamondbacks regular season home game.
Brad Ziegler in his last 4 innings of work has given up 5 runs on 7 hits, including 3 walks. Just misses there away on Solarte, who doesn't chase, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Solarte doubled and scored in the 2nd. He's 1 for 3. And he hit him. Leadoff man is on.
Ball started out inside and just continued to run farther in.
Left fielder Melvin Upton Jr.
It's that frisbee slider. He normally tries to start that off the plate away and sneak it across the outer third of the plate, but just hung on to that one a little too long.
Now he'll work to Melvin Upton Jr., who's 0 for 3. A fly ball to Bourne in right field, backing up at the track. He's got room when he runs it down just shy of the wall. Solarte back to the bag, and that's out number 1.
Catcher
Christian Bethancourt, the catcher. An RBI single in the 2nd inning. He's 1 for 3. Diamondback Live post-game show follows our ball game. Chris Snyder standing by with Todd Walsh. Reaction from the clubhouse as the Diamondbacks try and take 2 of 3 from the Padres before the Astros come in here tomorrow.
Even though it was a little bit of a struggle for Brad last night, gave up the 3 hits and 3 runs, it did end with a double play, which is what you expect when you see Brad Ziegler on the mound and runners on base.
You're basically a ground ball away right here from the series win. One and 1. Well, that's the old theory as it applies to Brad Ziegler, the closer. It takes essentially 3 hits to beat him, or at least get a run home. The way he throws ground balls. A little tapper. They got 1 play. They'll retire Bethancourt as Solarte moves to 2nd, 2 outs.
Well, no double play, but weak ground ball contact. That's what Brad's always looking for.
Alexei Ramirez hit his first home run this season to lead off the 5th against Archie Bradley. One of just 4 hits given up by Archie today. In 7 1/3 innings, he had 9 strikeouts, a career high. And he threw that one behind Ramirez.
He doesn't have a real good feel for that frisbee slider today. Hit Solarte and narrowly missed Ramirez here.
That's a red flag, isn't it? And he's hit a guy and he almost hit another.
And both on the slider, and once again it gets back to a balancing act for how much work do you get your closer and your ace setup man when you're not getting a lot of save opportunities. Yeah, you think, I want to get him a little bit of work. I'm going to get him in there 2 days in a row, regardless of the score of the ball game. And then all of a sudden you have a string of about 5 or 6 save opportunities in a row. You don't want to overwork the guy, but by the same token, you don't want him to get too rusty. There's a better slider that time.
Alexei Amarista is the on deck hitter, but the catcher Hector Sanchez, who switch hits, is in the on deck circle. He would be next. 1-1 on Ramirez. Solarte at second and 2 outs. Just missed there. 2-1. Brad Ziegler trying to convert his 37th consecutive save. Do not want to bring the tying run to the plate if you can help it. 3-1. Two outs, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Crowd on their feet here at Chase. Looking for 2 of 3 from San Diego on this Memorial Day weekend. Diamondbacks win it 6-3 the final, and they take the series. Brad Ziegler gets his 9th save this year, his 37th in a row, and Archie Bradley, who was outstanding today, gets his 2nd win.
Yeah, that's the most positive takeaway from today's ball game, was a performance by Archie Bradley when it was so badly needed. We're going to need a couple of guys to step into that rotation and fill some big shoes.
Tomorrow it'll be Edwin Escobar, the left-hander, who will make his Diamondbacks debut against the Houston Astros. Colin McHugh, that's a 1:10 first pitch. Diamondback Live pregame show comes your way at 12:30. And again, fans, if you don't have Memorial Day plans, come on out to the ballpark, because the Diamondbacks are rolling here. They've won 2 of 3 against San Diego, and they'll get set for the first of 4 tomorrow against the Astros. Chris Snyder is standing by. Diamondback Live postgame show is on the air with Todd Walsh. Todd.
Steve, thank you very much. And Chris, quickly before we take a break here, you couldn't have scripted it any better for Archie Bradley. He's going to leave here today, make his way back home, and feel like he did everything he needed to do, right?
Absolutely. We talked about it before the game, is using this as a statement start. Well, he went out and he made a statement. He had great command, great mix of his pitches, and like I said before, he was putting guys away when he needed to.
We will break that down. We have evidence, as I suggested earlier, to do that with. We'll also talk to Bob Brenly, Jody Jackson going inside the Diamondbacks clubhouse. We'll hear from skipper Chip Hale. But when we come back and start Diamondbacks Live officially, guess we'll be on the field with Jody Jackson, Archie Bradley. That's how we roll on this Memorial Day weekend. Get it all going here in a matter of moments from Chase Field. The Diamondbacks defeat the San Diego Padres 6-3 today as they win another series at home. How's that? We'll come back to Diamondbacks Live in just a moment. Stick around.